Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am so pleased, so proud to bring you this next experiment in our Bills Back at the Globe project, bringing poets from across the world together. We have Asia represented, we have Europe represented, we have the US, and we have South America represented. How wonderful, how amazing is this? And we're going to have some fun. The most important part of this is just to have some fun reading it. Nobody's right or wrong, left or right, up and down. We just are trying to have a little bit of fun reading Act 2 of The Tempest by William Shakespeare. And here we are. We've got the castaways on the island. We have the denizens of the island. But first, let's join them in another part of the island. Enter Alonso, Sebastian, Antonio, Gonzalo, Adrian, Francesco, and others.
Beseech you, sir, be merry. You have cause, so have we all, of joy. For our escape is much beyond our loss. Our hint of woe is common. Every day, some sailor's wife, the masters of some merchant, and the merchants have just our theme of woe. But for the miracle, I mean our preservation, few in millions can speak like us. Then wisely, good sir, weigh our sorrow with our comfort.
Prithee, peace.
He receives comfort like cold porridge.
The visitor will not give him nor soul.
Look, he's winding up the watch of his wit. By and by it will strike.
Sir,
One. Tell.
when every grief is entertained that's offered comes to the entertainer,
$1.
dolor comes to him indeed. You have spoken truer than you purposed.
You have taken it wiselier than I meant you should.
Therefore, my lord,
Fie, what a spendthrift is he of his tongue.
I prithee, fair.
well, I have done, but yet,
He will be talking.
Wit of he or Adrian for a good wager. First he begins to crow.
Ah, the old cock.
The crockle,
Done. The wager?
a laughter.
A match.
Sorry, I was muted. Those islands seem to be deserts.
So you're paid.
Uninhabitable and almost inaccessible,
Yet.
yet
He could not miss it.
it must needs be of subtle, tender, and delicate temperance.
Temperance was a delicate went.
Aye, and as subtle as he most learnedly delivered.
The air breathes upon us here most sweetly.
As if it had lungs and rotten ones.
Or as 'twere perfumed by a fan.
here is everything advantageous to life.
True, save means to live.
Of that there's none, or little.
How lush and lusty the grass looks. How green.
The ground indeed is stony.
With an eye of green in it.
He misses not much.
No, he doth but mistake the truth totally.
But the rarity of it is, which is indeed almost beyond credit,
As many vouched rarities are.
that our garments, being as they were drenched in the sea, hold notwithstanding their freshness and glosses, being rather new dyed than stained with seawater.
If but one of his pockets could speak, would it not say he lies?
I, or very falsely pocket up his report.
Methinks our garments are now as fresh as when we put them on first in Africa at the marriage of the king's fair daughter Clarabel to the king of Tunis.
'Twas a sweet marriage, and we prosper well in our return.
Tunis was never graced before with such a arrogant to their queen.
Not since Widow Dido's time.
So that's how came that widow in? Widow Dido?
What if he had said widower Aeneas too? Good Lord, how you take it.
Widow Dido, says you. You make me study of that. She was of Carthage, not of Tunis.
This Tunis, sir, was Carthage.
Carthage?
I assure you, Carthage.
His word is more than the miraculous her.
He hath raised the wall and houses too.
What impossible matter will he make his next?
I think he will carry this island home in his pocket and give it his son for an apple.
And so in the kernels of it in the sea, bring forth more islands.
Aye,
Why in good time?
sir, we were talking that our garments seem now as fresh as when we were at Tunis at the marriage of your daughter, who is now queen.
And the haters that came there.
Bait, I beseech you, widow Dido.
Oh, widow Dido. Aye, widow Dido.
Is not, sir, my doublet as fresh as the first day I wore it? I mean, in a sort.
That sort was well fished for.
When I wore it at your daughter's marriage.
You cram these words into mine ear against the stomach of my sense. Would I never married my daughter there, for coming thence my son was lost, and in my rate she too, who is so far from Italy removed, I ne'er again shall see her. O thou, mine heir of Naples and of Milan, what strange fish hath made his meal on thee?
Who's Francisco?
So he may live. I saw him beat the surges under him and ride upon their backs. He trod the water, whose enmity he flung aside, and breasted the surge. Most swoon that met him, his bold head, 'bove the contemptuous waves he kept, and awed himself with good arms, in lusty stroke, to the shore that o'er his wave-worn basis bowed, and stooping to relieve him, I not doubt he came alive to land. No, he's gone.
Sir, you may thank yourself for this great loss, that would not bless our Europe with your daughter, but rather loose her to an African, where she at least is banished from your eye, who hath cause to wet the grief on't.
Prithee, peace.
You were kneeled to and importuned otherwise by all of us, and the fair soul herself weighed between loathness and obedience at which end of the beam should bow. We have lost your son, I fear, forever. Milan and Naples have more widows in them of this business making than we bring men to comfort them. The fault's your own.
So is the dearest of the loss?
My lord Sebastian, the truth you speak doth lack some gentleness, and time to speak it in. You rub the sore when you should bring the plaster.
Very well.
And most certainly.
It is foul weather in us all, good sir, when you are cloudy.
Foul weather?
Very foul.
Had I plantation of this isle, my lord?
Head soundy with nettle seed.
Or docks or mallows?
And were the king on't, what would I do?
Scape being drunk for want of wine?
In the Commonwealth, I would by contraries execute all things, for no kind of traffic would I admit, no name of magistrate, letters should not be known, riches, poverty, and use of service, none. Contract, succession, born, bound of land, tilth, vineyard, none. No use of metal, corn, or wine, or oil, no occupation, all men idle, or, and women too, but innocent and pure. No sovereignty.
Yet he'd be king on it.
The latter and of this commonwealth forgets the beginning.
All things in common nature should produce without sweat or endeavor. Treason, felony, sword, pike, knife, gun, or need of any engine would I not have, but nature should bring forth of its own kind all poison, all abundance, to feed my innocent people.
No marrying among his subjects?
None, man, all I do, whores and knaves.
I would with such perfection govern, sir, to excel the golden age.
Save his majesty.
Long live Gonzalo.
And do you mark me, sir?
Prithee, no more. Thou dost talk nothing to me.
I do well believe your highness, and did it to minister occasion to these gentlemen, who are of such sensible and nimble lungs, that they always use to laugh at nothing.
To all you, we laughed.
Who in this kind of merry fooling am nothing to you, so you may continue and laugh at nothing still.
What a blow was there given.
And it had not fallen flat long.
You are gentlemen of brave metal. You would lift the moon out of her sphere if she would continue in it 5 weeks without changing.
Enter very Ariel, invisible, playing solemn music.
We would so, and then go a bat fowling.
Nay, good my lord, be not angry.
No, I warrant you. I will not adventure my discretion so weakly. Will you laugh me asleep? For I am very heavy.
Go asleep and hear us.
All asleep, but Alonso, Sebastian, and Antonio. What? All so soon asleep? I wish mine eyes would with themselves shut up my thoughts. I find they're inclined to do so.
Please you, sir, do not omit the heavy offer of it. It seldom visits sorrow. When it doth, it is a comforter.
We too, my lords, will guard your person while you take your rest and watch your safety.
Thank you. Thunder's heavy.
What a strange drowsiness possesses them.
It is the quality of the climate.
Why doth it not then our eyelids sink? I find not myself disposed to sleep.
Nor I. My spirits are nimble. They feel together all, as by consent. They drop it as by a thunderstroke. What might, worth Sebastian, or what might, no more, and yet methinks I see it in thy face. What thou shouldest be. This occasion speaks thee, and my strong imagination sees a crown dropping upon thy head.
What, art thou waking?
Do you not hear me speak?
I do, and surely it is a sleepy language, and thou speakst out of thy sleep. What is it thou didst say? This is a strange repose, to be asleep with eyes wide open, standing, speaking, moving, and yet so fast asleep.
Noble Sebastian, thou letst thy fortune sleep, thy brother winkest whilst thou art waking.
Thou dost snore distinctly. There's meaning in thy snores.
I am more serious than my custom. You must be so too. If you heard me, with to do trebles till or.
Well, I am standing water.
I'll teach you how to flow.
Do so. To ebb hereditary sloth instructs me.
Oh, If you but knew how you the purpose cherish, whilst does you mock it, how in sleeping, if you more invested it, every man indeed, most often do so near the bottom, run by their own fear or sloth.
Prithee, say on. The setting of thine eye and cheek proclaim a matter from thee, and a birth indeed which throws thee much to yield.
Thy sir, although this Lord of weak remembrance, 'tis who shall be of as little memory when he is offered half, he almost persuaded, for his spirit of persuasion only professes to persuade the king his sons alive. This as impossible that he is undrowned as he that sleep he swims.
I have no hope that he's undrowned.
Oh, out of that no hope. What great hope you have. Have you? No hope that way is another way so high a hope that even ambition cannot pierce a wink beyond, but doubt discovered there. Will you grant with me that Ferdinand is drowned?
He's gone.
Then tell me, who's the next chair of Naples?
Claribel.
She that is queen of Tunis, she that dwells 10 leagues beyond man's life, she that from Naples can have no note unless the sun were post, the man 80 moons too slow, till newborn chins be ruled and reservable, she that from whom we all were since swallowed, though some cast again, and by that destiny to perform and act, wherefore what's past is prologue, what to come in yours and my discharge.
What stuff is this? How say you? 'Tis true my brother's daughter's queen of Tunis, so is she heir of Naples, twixt which regions there is some space.
A space whose every cubit seems to cry out, how shall that Claribel measure us back to Naples? Keep in Tunis and let Sebastian wake. Say these were deaf, that now had sighs, then why they were no worse than now they are. There be that can rule Naples, as well as he that sleeps, lords that can prate and amply and unnecessarily at this Gonzalo. I myself could make a cult of as the chat, hold that you more the mind than I do. What sleep would is for your advancement? Do you understand me?
Methinks I do.
And how does your content tend your own good fortune?
I remember you did supplant your brother Prospero.
True. And look how well my garments sit up on me. Much feather than before. My brother's servants were then my fellows. Now they are my men.
But for your conscience.
Aye, sir. Well, realize that if two were archived, two would put me to my sleeper, but I feel not this deed in my bosom to any consciences that stand to mix me and Milan. Candid be they, and meeting her, they molest. Here lies your brother, no better than the earth he lies upon. If he were that which now he's like, that's dead. How am I with this obedient still? 3 inches of it can lay to bed forever, whilst you doing thus. To the perpetual wink, for I might put this ancient morsel, this, sir, prudence, who should not upbraid our curse. For all that rest, they all take a suggestion as a cat laps milk. They all tell the clock to any business that we say befits the hour.
Thy case, dear friend, shall be my precedent. As thou gotst to Milan, I'll come by Naples. Draw thy sword. One stroke shall free thee from the tribute which thou payest, and I, the king, shall love thee.
Draw together, and when I hear my hand, do you the like, Forion on Gonzalo?
Oh, but one word.
My master.
Then,
Oh, okay.
Music and song.
then
My
let us both be sudden.
Oh, no, I haven't said it. Okay. My master, through his art, foresees the danger that you, his friend, are in and sends me forth, for else his project dies, to keep them living. While you hear to snoring lie, open eye conspiracy, his time doth take, if of life you keep a care, shake of slumber and beware, awake, awake.
Then let us both be sudden.
Now, good angels, preserve the king.
Oh,
Now, ho, awake! Why are you drawn? Wherefore this ghastly looking?
What's the matter?
Whilst we stood here securing your repose, even now, we heard a hollow burst of bellowing, like bulls, or rather lions. Did not wake you. It struck mine ear most terribly.
I heard nothing.
oh, 'twas a din to fight amongst the earth, to make an earthquake. Sure, it was the roar of a rude herd of lions.
Heard you this, Gonzalo?
Upon mine honour, sir, I heard a humming, and that a strange one too, which did awake me. I shaked you, sir, and cried. As mine eyes opened, I saw their weapons drawn. There was a noise, that's verily. 'Tis best we stand upon our guard, or that we quit this place. Let's draw our weapons.
Lead off this ground. Let's make further search for my poor son.
Heavens keep him from these beasts, for he is sure in the island.
Lead away.
Prospero, my lord shall know what I have done. So, king, go safely on to seek thy son.
Scene 2. Another part of the island. Enter Caliban with a burden of wood. A noise of thunder heard.
All the infections that the sun sucks up from bogs, fens, flats, on Prosper fall and make him by inch meal a disease. His spirits hear me, and yet I needs must curse, but they'll nor pinch, fright me with urchin shows, pitch me in the mire, nor lead me like a firebrand in the dark, out of my way, unless he bid him. But for every trifle that they set upon me, sometimes like apes that mow and chatter at me, and after bite me, then like hedgehogs, which lie tumbling in my barefoot way, and mount their pricks at my footfall. Sometime am I all wound with adders, who with cloven tongues do hiss me into madness.
And your triculo.
Lo, no, lo, here comes a spirit of his, and to torment me for bringing wood in slowly, I'll fall flat, perchance he will not mind me.
Here's neither bush nor shrub to bear off any weather at all, and another storm brewing. I hear it sing in the wind. Yon same black cloud, yon huge one, looks like a foul bombard that would shed his liquor. If it should thunder as it did before, I know not where to hide my head. Yon same cloud cannot choose but fall by pailfuls. What have we here? A man or a fish? Dead or alive? A fish? He smells like a fish. A very ancient and fish-like smell. A kind of, not of the newest, poor John. A strange fish. Were I in England now, as I once was, and had but this fish painted, not a holiday fool there, but would give a piece of silver. There would this monster make a man. Any strange beast there makes a man. When they will not give a doit to relieve a lame beggar, they will lay out 10 to see a dead Indian. Legged like a man, and his fins like arms. Warm of my troth, I do now let loose my opinion. Hold it no longer. This is no fish, but an islander that hath lately suffered by a thunderbolt. Alas, the storm is come again. My best way is to creep under this gabardine. There is no other shelter hereabout. Misery acquaints a man with strange bedfellows. I will here shroud till the dregs of the storm be past.
Enter Stefano singing, a bottle in his hand.
I shall no more to see. Here shall I die ashore. Well, this is a very scurvy tune to sing at a man's funeral. Well, here's my comfort. The master, the swabber, the boatswain, and I, the gunner and his mate, loved Moll, Meg, and Marion, and Marjorie, but none of us cared for Kate. For she had a tongue with a tang, would cry to a sailor, "Go hang!" She loved not the savor of tar nor pitch, yet a tailor might scratch her where'er she did itch. And to sea, boys, and let her go hang. Well, this is a scurvy tune too, but here's my comfort.
Do not torment me. Oh!
What's the matter? Have we devils here? Do you put tricks upon us with savages and men of end? I haven't escaped drowning to be afeard now of your 4 legs. For it hath been said, as proper a man as ever went on 4 legs cannot make him give ground. And it shall be said so again while Stefano breathes at nostrils.
The spirit torments me. Oh!
This is some monster of the isle with 4 legs, who hath got, as I take it, an ague. Where the devil should he learn our language? I will give him some relief, if it be but for that. If I can recover him and keep him tame and get to Naples with him, he's a present for any emperor that ever trod on neat's leather.
Do not torment me, prithee. I'll bring my wood home faster.
Ethan is fit now and does not talk after the wisest. He shall taste of my bottle. If he have never drunk wine afore, it will go near to remove his fit. If I can recover him and keep him tame, I will not take too much for him. He shall pay for him that hath him, and that soundly.
Thou dost me yet but little hurt, thou wilt anon, I know it, but I trembling. No prosper works upon thee.
Come on your ways. Open your mouth. Here is that which will give language to you, cat. Open your mouth. This will shake your shaking. I can tell you, and that's soundly. Where was I? You cannot tell who is your friend. Open your chaps again.
I should know that voice. It should be, but he is drowned, and these are devils. Oh, defend me.
4 legs and 2 voices? A most delicate monster. His forward voice now is to speak well of his friend. His backward voice is to utter foul speeches and to detract. If all the wine in my bottle will recover him, I will help his ague. Come. Amen. I will pour some in thy other mouth.
Stefano?
Thy other mouth call me? Mercy, mercy. This is a devil and no monster. I will leave him. I have no long spoon.
Stefano, if thou beest Stefano, touch me and speak to me, for I am Trinculo. Be not afeard, thy good friend Trinculo.
If thou beest Trinculo, come forth. I'll pull thee by the lesser legs. If any be Trinculo's legs, these are they. Thou art very Trinculo indeed. How camest thou to be the siege of this moon calf? Can he vent Trinculos?
I took him killed with a thunderstroke. But art thou not drowned, Stefano? I hope now thou art not drowned. Is the storm overblown? They hid me under the dead moon calf's gabardine for fear of the storm. And art thou living? Stefano, oh Stefano, 2 Neapolitans escaped.
Prithee, don't turn me about. My stomach is not constant.
These be fine things, and they not be sprites. That's a brave god, and be celestial. I will kneel to her.
How didst thou escape? How camest thou hither? Swear by this bottle how thou camest hither. I have escaped upon a butt of sack which the sailors heaved o'erboard. By this bottle which I made of the bark of a tree with mine own hands since I was cast ashore.
I'll swear upon that bottle to be thy true subject, for the liquor is not hurt.
Here, swear then how thou escapest.
Swim ashore, man, like a duck. I can swim like a duck. I'll be sworn.
Here, kiss the book. Though thou canst swim like a duck, thou art made like a goose.
Oh, Stefano, hast any more of this?
The whole butt, man. My cellar is in a rock by the seaside, where my wine is hid. How now, mooncalf? How does thine ague?
Thou not dropped from heaven?
Out of the moon, I do assure thee. I was the man of the moon when time.
I have seen thee in her, and I do adore thee. My mistress showed me thee, and thy dog, and thy bush.
Come, swear to that. Kiss the book. I will furnish it anon with new contacts. Swear.
By this good light, this is a very shallow monster. I have feared of him, very weak monster. The man of the moon, a most poor, credulous monster. Well drawn, monster, in good sooth.
I'll show thee every fertile inch of the island, and I will kiss thy foot. I prithee, be my God.
By this light, a most perfidious and drunken monster. When God's asleep, he'll rob his bottle.
I'll kiss thy foot. I'll swear myself thy subject.
Come on then, down and swear.
I shall laugh myself to death at this puppy-headed monster, a most scurvy monster. I could find in my heart to beat him.
Come, kiss.
But that the poor monster is in drink, an abominable monster.
Springs, I'll pluck thee berries. I'll fish for thee, and get thee wood enough. A plague upon the tyrant that I serve. I'll bear him no more sticks, but follow thee, thou wondrous man.
A most ridiculous monster to make a wonder of a poor drunkard.
I prithee, let me bring thee where crabs grow, and I with my long nails will dig thee pig nuts, show thee a jay's nest, and instruct thee how to snare the nimble marmoset. I'll bring thee to clustering filberts, and sometimes I'll get thee young scamels from the rock. Wilt thou go with me?
I prithee now, lead the way without any more talking. Trinculo, the king and all our company else being drowned, we will inherit here. Here, bear my bottle. Fellow Trinculo will fill 'em by and by again.
Farewell, master. Farewell, farewell.
A howling monster, a drunken monster.
No more dams I'll make for fish, no fetching, firing at requiring, no skip trenchering, no wash dish. Ban, Caliban has a new master, get a new man. Freedom, high day, freedom, freedom, high day, freedom.
Oh, brave monster, lead the way.
Thank you, one and all. That was amazing. That was such splendid performance.
Claps to you guys.
Where's the
Thank
beer?
you all. Thank you all so
Excellent.
much.
Excellent.
Yeah.